Hey guys, today is Wednesday, June 28th, 2017. Welcome to another episode of JustCasual Vlogs. Thinking maybe I should just do these after I podcast and just talk about what happened, what up to that episode, stuff like that. So, yesterday we recorded the podcast, episode 12 of the LOLA community episodes. And yeah, we switched things around, or I switched things around. I just felt like on our community episodes, and we talked about this during a LOLA meeting, that it doesn't really... The community episodes were really fun, and we had a lot of participation from the community. Actually, first of all, LOLA community episodes, the initial intent of them was once a month, people could come onto the show in our Discord channel, and we'd talk to them, and they can ask us questions, like directly, like hear their voice on air, which is always really fun, you know? People love to hear their voices on podcasts, love to, like, because it's like, oh, I'm on TV, Mom, like that kind of feel. The problem is that we just, I guess, don't have enough people showing up weekly to do that. And part of the issue is we're not consistent, which really hurts and hurts my soul a lot. But that's just the nature of things with Blake, because he has a child. And even though the child's bedtime is like 8 or whatever, it never really happens. Or I shouldn't say never, but it's never guaranteed that that's what time he goes to bed, or they go to bed, because it's 2 children. So, I mean, last night we started at like 9 instead of 8. So that really screwed up my schedule, and I think I have to figure a way out to deal with that, because it's really messing my stuff up and screwing up my schedule, my sleep schedule, my podcast schedule, my time with my wife, and also my wife's sleep schedule. So it's not only affecting me, it's affecting my wife. So that's something I actually have to talk to Blake about. Hopefully he doesn't watch this, and this being the first time I talk to him about it. That'd be kind of crummy. I should at least talk to him before I say that publicly. Anyway, so yeah, it's always hard to get the community to be involved in it, just because I think we do it too often. And again, like I said, we're not consistent enough when it comes to start time, that people aren't like I gotta be there at 8, you know? And our Discord presence isn't as huge as it should be yet to be able to do that. So yeah, there's a handful of things that why it just doesn't work right now. What else is there? Yeah, so we end up finding ourselves, the other reason why we started is because I needed to do a little less prep, just because it was getting overwhelming, because it's all me, for prepping ideas for the show. So yeah, I just didn't, it was tough. That's why we made the community episodes. I thought they were a good idea. They were fun the first few times. They're really fun, having people come on and we answer their questions. But yeah, it just didn't end up working out when it comes to, like, some months it completely flopped, some months it didn't. And we started doing like half episodes where it was prepared and half episodes where we involved the community, and it just didn't work out timing wise. So instead of the the LOLA community episodes being the LOLA community coming onto the podcast, I've decided to change it into, or try it out and see how it works. Not the LOLA community, but the League of Legends community. So I think it'd be cool to have guests on every month, where we could talk, give insight about just what they're doing. So last night we had Ever on the podcast. If you guys don't know who Ever is, go check it out. The community episode 12, which will be coming out like by Thursday, Friday. And he basically owns an eSports organization. He started his own eSports organization, and he's just currently trying to get his league squad into the LCS. Well, actually, even into the challenger scene, and then from there he'll be working on getting into the LCS for the franchise and getting investors and stuff like that. So we talked about like league franchising. The fun thing about Ever and the fun thing about the episodes we have with him is that we just kind of go off the cuff. So we just talk about whatever, we go on tangents. So it ended up being like an hour, 40-minute episode, which is super, super long, but I'm okay with that. The problem of that was we started at 9, so it was really rough, and I felt really bad because like we had a lot of people in the Discord room that were waiting for it, and they left because we just didn't start on time, and we started an hour late. You know, their time is valuable, so I feel really shitty about that. But yeah, it was really interesting. I think I feel bad because I didn't really prep much for it, but again, this is like the best I can do with the resources or the time that I have, and it went pretty well. For me, I really wish, I was talking to my wife about this, I kind of feel very wishy-washy about my hosting skills. I don't really know if like I'm getting better or if I'm bad, if I'm being carried, because in these episodes Blake usually kind of, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but he kind of takes the reins and he dominates conversation. So, and Ever has a few topics I wanted to talk about, so I really didn't need to host much. But you know, it's kind of a chill episode, so Blake goes into his very chill mode and he just talks about whatever. He goes on really long tangents, and because of that I get kind of distracted, and I don't know, there's just some things like I just have nothing to say when he does that, because it's really difficult to fight the flow when it's going that way, and I just kind of let it happen. But either way, yeah, I'm wondering if it's just a dynamic that we have, or it's just like I'm not a good host, or is there something I need to fix? And I think a lot of it comes down to like, if I have preparation, hosting is not too much of a problem. But even then, like, I don't know, I just don't feel like my hosting skills are up to par, and I need to improve on them. And I know I can always get better, but I think they're actually subpar, and I need to figure out a way to fix that, but I'm not exactly sure how to either. So that's the pain point, where I don't know what to do to improve it necessarily. And it might be one of those things where I'm just bad at it. I just don't have the talent for it, so therefore I can never be good at it. Yeah, I really don't know. And then again, you run into the problem where it's just like you're doing a podcast with your buddies, and it's not necessarily that professional, and it's not very like, the host doesn't actually get to feel like a host. It could be the environment that I'm in, and I'm not gonna be like, hey guys, listen to me, I'm your boss. Like, no, I don't want that either. So it's a weird thing. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what to do about that. Any advice would be appreciated. I would love to hear what you guys think. I would love to hear your constructive criticism about my hosting with the LOLA Podcast. I would not mind that at all. I mean, as a host of like the Weldon Podcast, maybe it's easier, and hopefully like as Weldon and I do more live stuff with each other for the podcast, I'll get better at it and get more practice in having conversations and hosting a conversation. But we'll see how that goes too, because I'm not sure if that will happen. And the good thing is, if it goes poorly, I can post-process edit. You know, I can... excuse me. I could just post-process edit my own, like, narrations and thoughts. Because it is going to be an edited podcast, most likely. Yeah, so that's how the LOLA Podcast went. Usually at the beginning of the month I try to plan out the whole month, and I did not do that this month, which kind of sucks. I think we're going to take the 4th of July off, which I forgot to say on the last podcast. Some fires that I'm putting out. If you guys didn't know, the last episode, like 127 or so, we had some audio issues with Aiden's mic. He got a new mic, and there was some driver issues, and you didn't notice it until about like 15 minutes into the episode, and Aiden's mic just starts like, every time he talks, it's like a robot. It's really bad. It's really bad. It's very distracting. There's extra noises that keep like there's like pops like every 5 seconds or 3 seconds or something. I didn't realize it was so bad. They were like, oh, this sounds like a robot. I'm like, oh, that's not too bad, right? what they should have told me is like, hey, this is like really like you cannot listen to this. So I forgot that we had backup video audio, and we didn't talk about that, and no one remembered that we had that, which was really stupid. So we had to go replace that, but Omerta, Josh, the guy that's one of my audio editors, he hasn't been able to log onto the website, which is really, really obnoxious. And we were dealing with the password stuff, and I was dealing with this at work, which was really tough because one, LOLA Podcast is blocked on my on our website filter at work. 2, when I was doing it on the phone is always just a little more difficult. So I updated his password, all that stuff, and he just still couldn't log in. It was weird. And then the website kept going down. It was just really painful stuff that was going on. Don't know what to do about it. So yeah, I don't know what I don't really know what to do about that. But basically, I'm probably gonna have to deal with it, which kind of sucks. Unless Josh is able to log in, because I wasn't able to log in his account either, and then finally I was able to figure it out and log in his account. I'm like, hey, it's all done, we're good, you know. And then he wasn't able to log in, and he was running into issues where like it was disappearing, like the website was going down on just for him, not for anyone else. So yeah, really obnoxious like website hosting issues, whatever it is. I don't even know whose fault it is. So we had to re-upload that episode because it's just really bad. Like, I usually can listen through like bad audio, and this one was just like unbearable. I could not do it. So is there anything else that's been going on with LOLA? Probably gonna take the 4th of July off. Oh, no, we're probably not gonna take the 4th of July off. We might have like an Aiden and Tyler episode where they are doing the episode since they don't have 4th of July because they're Canadian. Yeah. Alright, see you guys.